Hey everybody, my name is Eric Johnston and welcome to another edition of What's Happening over at Mid-America Flight Museum. It's been a busy few months at the museum with a bunch of air shows going on, namely Breckenridge and Oshkosh. So been doing a lot of flying. Even the week prior to Breckenridge, we did a lot of flying. Had a few of the TFL guys, Texas Flying Legend Museum guys, come down. And speaking of that group, many of you guys know, but in case for those that don't know, we got the P-40 Warhawk from the Texas Flying Legends Museum, as well as the TBM Avenger. So we'll go show you the Avenger here in a little bit. Just wanted to talk about things that are happening now to keep everybody up to speed. A lot of you have probably seen the commercials that we've been putting out, or videos that we've been making for John's 360 coatings. It's that two-part ceramic coating. We've had a lot of success with coating the airplane's exhaust trails and so forth to help keep them clean, the bellies and so forth. The oil comes off, the smoke comes off, the soot from the exhaust comes off, and it's been just a really joyful thing to really be able to work with. This is one of our funnest toys that we've got. Scott, Glover, and the other guys just love it. It's so much fun to be able to take this thing out on the lake. Well, with wintertime, we don't fly it all that much. So now that it's getting more in the weather of taking it out, getting the boats on the water, getting the albatross on the water, the guys took her through annual, got her ready to go, got her woken up. It takes a little while to wake her up. So now all we got to do is test fly and go splash it and go splash ourselves. So we're looking forward to getting her out on the water and taking some friends with us and having a good time. So Scott Glover, the museum director and founder, he took the LU-4, the P-51, up to Oshkosh. Now this airplane, John Mosley coated this entire airplane with the John's 360 coating, so it's already been protected by that ceramic coating. This is after about 8 hours of flying, okay, and it has not been touched. And normally with the Mustangs, right behind the exhaust stacks, you'll see this trail of exhaust coming down on the fuselage. It's there, but you got to get really close to it because most of it didn't even stick. It's hydrophobic and oleophobic, so even carbon from the exhaust, it does not like to stick to it. But anyways, let's go check it out. You can just hardly see. Normally you see that exhaust coming down, and it's there, but it's not nearly as evident as it normally would be. So, but the Mustang flew great. Scott didn't have any issues with it. Check that out. The Spartan Executive is one of the prettiest airplanes ever made. Nothing quite looks like it except for the other 34 or so that they made, and it is just a beautiful example of aviation artwork. Steve Marini previously owned this one, and Scott Glover bought it from Steve up in Oshkosh when he was up there recently. So this is going to be the very next project that we get John's 360 coatings on, because we did it on our Cessna 170B, which is all polished metal. Because a lot of you guys will know, come over here, any aircraft owner of a polished aircraft needs John's 360 coatings on there. It saves you a ton of time and a ton of money too as well. But the Spartan, let's check it out. Kind of a quick walk around. It'd be kind of cool to do a detailed walk around later on. But you got the metal body, fuselage, empennage. The control surfaces are all fabric, except for the trim tabs. Those are sheet metal. The rudder's fabric as well. Coming on over here. I mean, just look at the lines. There's nothing like a Spartan. My son even said the logo was cool. Come over here and get a shot of the logo right there. That's so cool. My son's holding the camera, by the way. So, come over here, you got your flaps, which are covered in metal. You got your ailerons, which are fabric covered. The colors on this thing is just beautiful. It's got that maroon kind of burgundy color to it. Check out the logo over here on the cowling. Brett, see you get a good shot of that up there. Nice. Here, come down over here. Let's get a detailed shot of the wheel well up inside this thing. Look at the detail and the cleanliness on this thing. It is absolutely beautiful. Scott Glover's has had an opportunity to fly it once already, and I asked him what he thought of it, and he said basically it flies good. It was he was pressed for time, so you only had the opportunity to do one landing in it, but he said it lands fine, flies just like it looks, flies really nice. He goes, it wouldn't make probably a good trainer so much, but it is a good high performance airplane with retractable gear and so forth. Now the TBM Avenger, this is the other airplane that we got from the TFL, Texas Flying Legend Museum down in Houston. So the P40 and the TBM came from Texas Flying Legend, and another addition that a lot of you guys have seen probably from the Breckenridge Air Show is the Wildcat. We'll go check that out. Now, if you've ever seen Greg Shelton's Air Show act, he does an amazing act in the Wildcat. And if you've ever gotten close to that airplane or any of the Wildcat, you know how dirty the Wildcat is. It's one of the dirtiest airplanes that I can think of right now. You got exhaust stacks coming out the bottom, both two on each side. You got exhaust stacks up here and on the other side. And you can tell from right there, it cooks. It gets really hot and it gets really dirty. We've prepped this with Decon, John's 360 Decon spray. We've also done, I think, at least 2 coats of the 360 coating, John's 360 coating on the exhaust rails, and it helps it clean up like that, which is just tremendous. So check out a couple of the other cool airplanes in here real fast. We got the Corsair, which Scott took the Corsair up to Oshkosh last year. We got the Howard 250, still tinkering out around the number 2 engine on that one, getting that happy. And of course we got a big favorite of most everybody around here is the Grumman Duck, and Kelly Mahon flew that over to Breckenridge with Bill Floten in the back seat, and Bill was the guy that actually got it out of the freshwater lake in the Caribbean. And right now I'm in the process of editing Bill's interview, and I'm trying to get some additional photos that he may have of his expedition to get it and resurrect it. So that's really cool to see, to interview him and hear the story behind that and the uniqueness of the engine and so forth.